From the clean development mechanism of the Kyoto Protocol to the sustainable development mechanism of the Paris Agreement. The Sustainable Development Mechanism of Article 6.4 of the Paris Agreement is designed to replace and improve upon the clean development mechanism of the Kyoto Protocol. This transition reflects the evolution of global climate policies and seeks to address some of the criticisms and limitations of the CDM. Let's see how the SDM is expected to replace the CDM. 1. In terms of scope and objectives, CDM, it is mainly focused on reducing emissions and transferring technology to developing countries. SDM, in addition to mitigation, it has a broader focus that includes sustainable development and climate change adaptation. 2. Country participation, CDM. The CDM divided countries into developed, Annex 1, and developing, those not included in Annex 1. SDM, all countries can participate in both the generation and use of credits, reflecting the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities of the Paris Agreement. 3. Additionality and baselines, CDM. It included additionality criteria often criticized for being too lax. SDM. It is expected to have stricter criteria and more robust baseline methodologies to ensure environmental integrity. 4. Accounting and avoiding double counting, CDM. It did not have clear rules to avoid double counting, SDM. It includes stricter rules to avoid double counting, including corresponding adjustments when emission reductions are transferred. 5. Governance, CDM. Overseen by the CDM Executive Board under the UNFCCC, SDM. A new supervisory body will be established, which is expected to have more balanced representation and more transparent processes. 6. Contribution to global mitigation, CDM. It did not have an explicit mechanism to contribute to the net reduction of global emissions. SDM. It includes provisions to ensure a net contribution to global emission mitigation, possibly through the cancellation of a portion of the credits generated. 7. Sustainable development, CDM. The impact on sustainable development was often secondary and difficult to quantify, SDM. It is expected to have more robust and measurable criteria for sustainable development, aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. 8. Transition of projects and methodologies. How and to what extent CDM projects and methodologies could transition to the new mechanism is being debated. Criteria are likely to be established to determine which CDM projects can continue to generate credits under the new system. 9. Scale and types of activities, CDM, mainly individual projects. SDM. It is expected to cover a wider range of activities, including programs and possibly sectoral approaches. 10. Use of credits, CDM. Credits were mainly used to meet Kyoto Protocol targets. SDM. Credits may be used to comply with nationally determined contributions, NDCs, under the Paris Agreement, as well as potentially in voluntary markets and other schemes, such as CORSIA for international aviation. 11. Adaptation and loss and damage, CDM. It did not directly address adaptation. SDM. It is envisaged that a portion of the proceeds will go to an adaptation fund for vulnerable countries. 12. Digitization and transparency, CDM, often slow and bureaucratic processes. SDM. It is expected to leverage digital technologies to improve the efficiency, transparency, and traceability of credits. The transition from the CDM to the SDM represents a significant shift in the global approach to market mechanisms for climate change mitigation. It seeks to learn from the experiences of the CDM, address its shortcomings, and align with the broader objectives of the Paris Agreement. However, many specific details regarding the implementation of the SDM are still under negotiation and are expected to be developed at upcoming conferences of the parties' COPs of the UNFCCC. At ILP, we are experts in advising companies and startups. Our goal is to support your success and growth. Contact our AIs, Savvy and Athena, to focus your inquiries, or contact us directly. More information at ilpabogados.com and ilpstartup.com.